interact, but I don't really have the YouTube up because I'm trying to talk to you about the full moon, blood moon, lunar eclipse going on Tuesday in the early morning. Now, I pulled it up as 9:15 a.m. However, you need to check your local area to see where or what time for you this full moon lunar eclipse is going to happen. So first of all, it's the first full moon lunar eclipse we've had since May of this year, and it's a blood moon, which means there'll be a shadow of the sun's rays coming from Earth, bouncing back, and then it makes it appear red. I remember we had a blood moon several years ago, and they say it's kind of ominous. However, there are a lot of positive energies that could be going on with this blood moon, which is much different from the last blood moon, which I believe we had. I'm not quite sure. I think it was Scorpio, but I could be wrong. So this blood moon, full moon, is basically the full moon. The moon will be transiting from where you're sitting when you look up. For us, it will be in the Western Hemisphere in Taurus. So it will be Pleiadian, which is good. So the Pleiades star system is in Taurus, and Taurus energy is very beautiful and nice. It can be false if there's not enough emphasis on what's real and what's true and authentic. So Taurus energy is much better than Scorpio for a full moon. So Taurus is first and foremost the zodiac sign that looks like a bull, and the bull is immortalized in astrology, representing the zodiac sign of Taurus. So Taurus has in the eye area 7 star systems with many more called the Pleiades star system, and it has several suns or stars. One's called Alcyone, the other one's Mara, I think. I'm not quite sure. I don't know them all. But so you've got Pleiadian energy happening, which is this Pleiadian star system in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So that's where this full moon is occurring. It's going through Taurus. Now, if you, I believe, are in India, I'm not quite sure if you're on the other side of the planet, energy is flipped. And I think for you, it would be Scorpio. So that aside, I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to talk about Western Hemisphere, and I'm in, obviously, North America. So that's where it is. Sun and moon, 15 degrees. So the sun is in Scorpio. So the sun is the center of our solar system, and the sun is enhancing energy. The sun enhances. It illuminates. The sun provides growth. It shines the light on things. And it is in this energy of the water sign of Scorpio, which is a life cycle. It is the death and rebirth cycle. So, I look at it as harvesting, sort of like crops die away, you plant new seeds, crops bloom again. But the Scorpio life cycle is sort of coming to terms with and being okay with the death of a situation. It is falling in its fall, so it's harvesting and sort of clearing away. It is an ending, so there is this transformation of going from one cycle to another. So spring is fresh and new. Scorpio is the life cycle of things ending, and so that there can be a rebirth in the spring. So that is the good news about Scorpio. The thing about Scorpio is it is a water sign, and in astrology it's known as a fixed sign. It is not a cardinal. It is not an initiator, which is like springtime, springing into action, flowers are blooming. Scorpio is fixed. It happens no matter what. So not to be morbid, but it's like death and taxes. Like it's part of life, and you deal with it. And it can be embraced, especially with harvesting, like planting crops. There's this cycle of life that you can sort of embrace, and it might be difficult because it presents a challenge, because you have to sort of let go of things that are no longer there. Now, Scorpio, because it is a fixed energy, like I said, death and taxes, it's here. The thing with fixed energy, Leo is a fixed energy. Aquarian energy, believe it or not, is fixed. I always thought Aquarius was very mutable, like it's very adaptable, but no, Aquarius is very fixed. So Leo is a fixed sign, fixed fire. Aquarius is fixed air. What we're going through is fixed water. So water energy is the emotions. It is the feelings that you get, and it deals with the fixed emotions and a life cycle of this situation. So Scorpio is immortalized in the star system. So when we look up, it's so weird, but when you look up and the horizon line is there, when you look up, we're going to see our sun in the Scorpion, which is the constellation of Scorpio. So Scorpio being fixed water, when you think of fixed anything, it is stationary. It doesn't really change or move, or it's not fluid. It doesn't go with the flow. It's like ice. So when I think of fixed water, I think of ice. Ice is frozen water, fixed water. Another way to look at fixed water could be like a fire hose, like where it's fixed, it's just going in one direction, and it's very, very powerful. So anything that is fixed is stationary, it's going in one direction. And when it's water, it has to do with the feelings, but it also has to do with the element of the water. So actually, literally, like water. So it can be things that are frozen, things that are solid, structures, dams, lots of things. Fixed water could be like a reservoir, a dam. Now, we've got a couple of things going on with this full moon lunar eclipse. So the moon is the emotions. Luckily, the emotions are in an earth element energy, so it's grounded, and you won't necessarily feel so emotional as with a normal full moon. You will feel more grounded. Like you'll feel very connected to what is real and what is real in the world. So whatever grounded means for you, you're not going to be feeling like you're crying and like overwhelmed and like can't handle anything. That's overwhelming emotions. Overwhelming emotions in the house of an earth energy could be financial. It is the second house of money and appearance, and the appearance of things. So the appearance of things is the way it's presented, but it might not be true. Something is presented as a certain thing, and then the Scorpio energy would look below the surface. So the sun will be illuminating and shining the light on things that are hidden, where, this full moon eclipses bring out change. So this moon will be exposing things that are hidden beneath the surface when the surface looks perfect. So it's kind of like if something or a person, if any kind of situation, like a car, the car looks perfect, it appears perfect, everything about it is perfect, but then you take it to the dealer and the engine, the things that you don't visually see, it's not working correctly. It's like broken. And so it would expose that. So there's something about hidden things being exposed when there's a surface of an appearance of perfection. Because Taurus is like the Empress card in tarot. It is like this feeling of perfection, and it is fertility and abundance. But with this polarized because any kind of full moon or eclipse, especially, it intensifies the energies and it exposes. So it brings something out that you didn't see. I will try and check in here with YouTube to see if you can even hear me. I don't think I can even see it. Take a look. Okay, so I'm glad you guys can see it, hopefully. Okay, so I'm glad you guys can see it, hopefully. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm glad you guys can see it, hopefully. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm glad you guys can see it, hopefully. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm glad you guys can see it, hopefully. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have these two polarizing energies, and Sun in Scorpio, fixed water, enhancing what's hidden. Scorpio really likes to look underneath. So Scorpio is deep water. It looks calm on the surface, but there's a lot of depth. Scorpio's fixed, which is also following traditional roles, following tradition. It can be secrecy, because Scorpio would be the emotions that are pushed down below the surface. So it can be secrets revealed. To me, with this eclipse, we have Mars in retrograde. So Mars retrograde going through Gemini. I think I did a warning before. Don't drive too fast, because Mars, of course, is power and passion and aggression. It's the energy of the life force of the root chakra. So when you have Mars retrograde, it sort of causes a disruption. It's not smooth. And Gemini, ruled by Mercury, Mercury energy is speedy. It's very quick. So drive slow. When you use knives cutting in the kitchen, go slow. Everything slow, because Mars is sharp objects. It is pens, writing. Be careful what you're signing, because what you're signing, you have to be aware of what you're signing, because this eclipse is like, be careful what you're signing. Be careful what you're saying. Because it can be misinterpreted if you're racing through a discussion, or you're talking fast, you're texting fast, and you say something that you didn't mean because of the sort of disruption that comes from Mars being retrograde. It's just like stumbling over words or saying the wrong thing. It can also be unnecessarily mean or cruel words when you're rushing. So make sure, because Gemini is written, spoken, it's also travel and movement. It's also cell phones. It's everything that has to do with talking and moving and driving, airplanes. Do everything with slow, purposeful movement if you can. Don't rush, don't drive fast. And I think it will be easy, because with the moon that's governing emotions, it does have a pull on your emotions. It is in Taurus, which is earth element energy, that is also a fixed sign. So hopefully people won't rush around. They won't get overly hostile. They won't get overly emotional. I don't believe it will occur. However, I've been wrong before. Scorpio sun would be the illumination of something that you didn't know. And just because you're finding out something that may have looked a certain way and it's no longer that way, it doesn't mean that everything falls apart or everybody has to get upset. You just sort of looked at it for what it is and you say, okay, that's nice. Okay, but what happens with eclipses are, they say, shocking events. Blood moons can be things that are, things that are kind of disruptive in your life. I feel though what happens is what was already there is just exposed. So people can't really hide anything in this kind of an energy. As you can see here, the moon's north node right now is in the second house of Taurus in the Western Hemisphere. It's the whole goal or the obsession could be with money, finance, tangible goods, and appearances. So, things aren't going to be the way they appear to be. You may see people who on the outside look like they've got their whole life together, and then all of a sudden you find out, oh my goodness, like this person's got a lot going on and they don't really appear to be that way. They seem fine. You may see that because the Taurus Venus energy of perfection is not really realistic all the time. I mean, you can't be perfect every day, in everything. So it's kind of it's lovely, and it's everything that is beautiful and everything that looks nice. But there is going to be some surprises. Usually there's surprises that happen with eclipses. Now, eclipses, what else is happening? We have Uranus. So Uranus here is going to be conjunct with this because the moon's going through Taurus, the moon will be in Taurus, and Uranus, the planet that rules over Aquarian free spirit energy, the free spirit. So what does it mean to be a free spirit? It means you strike out on your own and you do things differently, either from society or you're doing some things differently from your family or how you're raised, and you're just being an innovator or a trendsetter. You're being a trailblazer. However, when it's retrograde, it might not go the right way. Like, for example, I thought that this video, possibly the sound wasn't going right. And I'm like, this is the first time I've been live in like a couple of years or something. And I thought, oh, the sound won't go right. Who knows, And but Uranus is even more than that. Uranus is just more than words. Uranus is literally something completely and utterly different from what everyone would have expected, because it is off the grid. So when it's retrograde, you start to consider what could be so different that I've never thought of before that could occur that would disrupt my perception of something that I thought was perfect, right? So that could be like the car analogy again. I thought my car was perfect. Meanwhile, there's this really weird part in the car that falls apart, So you could get your car looked at. To me, Taurus is anything that where you look at it and it looks really nice on the outside. Needing to look below the surface. Plumbing, you don't see the plumbing in your home. It's hidden under pipes. So that's something that's hidden water. Fixed hidden water is plumbing. But Uranus is something, the unknown, but it's the thing that you think would never happen. It's the energy of a free spirit, a wildflower, and I think this is where a lot of astrologers for this particular full moon are kind of like, what's going to happen? Because Uranus retrograde with the moon in the house ruled by Venus. Venus is right now in Scorpio. So because Venus is in Scorpio, that's actually good. Venus wants love. It wants beauty. It wants, everything to just be perfect. When it's enhanced in the house of Scorpio, what could happen are hidden desires, hidden crushes, people that you never thought had a feeling about you could come forward and express their emotions for you in this energy, but it might come out awkward with Mars going through Gemini retrograde. It might come out very awkward. People could be angry at each other, which is so weird, but Uranus is the free spirit. So retrograde, there can be some little, I'm trying to think of something that could go, like someone's trying to do something innovative, but there's like a little glitch. So it'd be like a glitch in the system. So sun, moon, polarized. So they're polarized energies. When something is polarized, they're not the same. They're in opposition from each other. So they got sun is the most strong. Sun is the most strong. So sun through Scorpio is enhancing the fixed water, like what I said. Hidden feelings, frozen feelings. People could freeze feelings that they had, and then it could just all of a sudden come up, and something could be revealed. But in opposition to the deep emotions that are connected to enhanced emotions in the house of the appearance of perfection, but it's also about money and finance. So it has to do with the tangible money that you have now. It's not the future money, or it's not your reputation, which is also good. Capricorn is more like fame and fortune and reputation, and I would not really want this full moon in Capricorn, because it's like people would see you in a different way if something is exposed. When this happens in the second house, this is like take stock and inventory of your stuff. What have you got in the kitchen? What have you got in the pantry? Some like weird bug could like attack some crop, and then now we have no corn. Like that would be some weird outlier, because Uranus is the outlier in the house of tangible goods and perfection. Now Pluto is in Capricorn, so Pluto is not retrograde. So Pluto is about transformation and power in the house of reputation, which is a good place to be. It is Scorpio energy, but it is power. It's authority and power, personal power, any kind of power. So that's an okay place. We have Mars retrograde and Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's in a retrograde cycle, and it is going back into the subconscious mind or the spiritual side of yourself. And it is 12th house. Pisces is quiet, solitude, go with the flow, easygoing water energy, but it also is very spiritual and mystical. Some of you could have some ghost or that's a Uranus energy. Ghosts, aliens, angels in your bedroom. I mean, there could be these wild things that could happen because Jupiter expansion, it's the biggest planet, going back into the 12th house. So it's like realigning you with your spirituality, realigning you with your belief system because of an actual tangible Taurus real experience that you would have. You would have this real experience, like something completely out there, like you'd have an angel in your bedroom that you'd have a conversation with. This would then affect and enhance and expand your 12th house energy of your spiritual side, which would also be very beautiful and a very nice energy. So wouldn't we all like that, to have an angel in our bedroom and we could, have a conversation? So that would be a nice touch. Now, other people would say, oh, Uranus is aliens because it's weird, it's the unknown, it's creepy. But I think when Uranus is in Taurus, the house of beauty, wouldn't it be something that is beautiful and makes you feel wonderful and great? So I'm going to look at it like that. I'm waiting for angels to come. I'm waiting for like spiritual things with Jupiter. Jupiter is gone back out of Aries into the 12th house. It wants you to look back at your spiritual side. So it's very reflective. So that's all I'm going to do. I was going to pull a card. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how long this is, but I was going to pull one card each for each sign. Hopefully it gives me one card. And again, I'm not looking at the YouTube because I think it started to mess up the audio. I don't know. So I use a software and I think it was just messing it up somehow. So I apologize if I'm not seeing the chat. But let's see. Show us Aries for the full moon, lunar eclipse. Show us Aries. Ooh, King energy. So you're the boss. So you're bossing up. You're leading. You're taking action. You're brave. This is also very brave. It's Leo energy, but King of the fire. Very good. Okay, you're not fearful. You're not scared. You're in charge. Show us Taurus. Show us Taurus. Ooh, Queen. Supportive energy. This is nice. Very nurturing and caring, but very grown up and very, someone who's had authority, but that it's not someone who abuses people or is mean to people. This is someone who's very supportive of others and very caring. This is very Venus energy. I like it. Okay. So show us, what is Gemini going to be on the full moon lunar eclipse and a blood moon? Gemini's coming out as Gemini. Choices. You're going to have choices that you could make. It could have to do with your love life, but it is choices. So these are life choices that and it's major arcana. So this is a big deal. Like, your choices will affect what the outcome will be. Okay. Show us, where am I at? Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So I always wonder how would someone who has Cancer in their chart respond to moon cycles? Probably more. What's Cancer for Tuesday? Ooh, family. 10 of Pentacles. Stable. Strong connections. Maybe even money. You may get some money here because it is in the second house of Taurus. So you may get money. Okay, let's see what we get here for Leo. Leo. Show us Leo. Oh, wow. So Leo, you are feeling like it's worth it to get down into it with someone. Like, you feel like for some reason it's worth it to you. Like, they don't agree, you don't agree, and it's like this, it's on. I feel like, though, the 5 is not a good place to be. Choose the hills. Well, that's a cryptic message, but they say choose the hill you're going to die on. Like, don't fight over something silly. Don't have a power struggle with someone just because you want to be right. It's showing that you're going to be in a frustrating energy because somebody isn't possibly on the same page as you or something like that. Show us Virgo. Nice energy for Virgo. The sun, happy, joy. This is very positive. This is about illumination, but it is very successful and happy. I like this energy a lot. Okay. Oh, you can't even see me. It's nice. The sun. Is it even showing up? Oh, okay. I can take one of these away. Okay, so I'll take that chart away. Hopefully it helps out a little bit. So now show us Libra. One card for Libra. Ooh, so you're getting the life cycle. So Libra, Venus and Scorpio, you're going through a transformation. Something's going to change in your life where you don't want to do it anymore. A door will close, but then another door will open. You're making a big decision, a life decision. Okay, Scorpio energy there. Probably because on the astrology wheel, I always notice that the signs that are right next door to each other go through the same things in their life. So, okay, I'm getting the death again for the Scorpio. Scorpio is going to go through a change on this lunar eclipse. It's a transformation. It is a life change. Okay, so what are we getting here for? I get really excited for eclipses because they say if you are born, sorry, you can't even see this. I don't know why it's like not coming in. Maybe it will. Oh well. Let's see, Queen of Air. We have Libra here. Okay, anyway. Hopefully this will start to come in and readjust. So show us Sagittarius. Ooh, new beginnings, new happy, new joy. Very powerful emotions with the Ace of Water. It's overflowing emotions. There could be tears with this, but it's very powerful. It starts the cycle where you actually connect with people. It's almost like if you were frozen or closed off from people, when you let your guard down. This is driving me crazy. I have to get this. Like, I have to get it. Focus. So weird there. It came in for like a second. Darn it. Okay, I think it's because I don't have, or because I have this up here. It says. Okay, just take that away. Sorry. Do we have the camera back? No? I don't know then. Okay, so very powerful emotions for Scorpio or Sagittarius. There could be tears, which will then lead you to new developments in your social life. So, oh wow, Capricorn, you're having a wish come true. This is like totally satisfied, totally happy. Wishes are coming true. Wishes, you're just like, this is great. You feel great. Okay, very good cycle for the Capricorns. We did have Pluto retrograde for a while, so probably because Pluto is direct now, it's like you're in your power again. So let's see. Show us here Aquarius. Aquarius, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you're going through a test of your strength. There could be a trial and tribulation you're going through where there's something quite difficult. And this is calling you to pull yourself up from your bootstraps and just sort of, get through it, sort of like hunker down and nose to the grindstone. Pisces, you're the Page of Cups. You're innocent and sweet and funny. You're having some good luck in your life, especially with Jupiter going back into Pisces. You're having, some maybe good news coming your way, some happy news. Page of Cups is like funny, the life of the party. It's someone who's silly and just really not so serious. Jupiter energy is probably doing a really good... Jupiter energy is probably very good for Pisces right now because it's been in Aries. So let's see, get one or two more cards. And I apologize for not having the chat up because I'm just not really very good at the computer. Oh, and it's still out of focus. I'm so sorry, guys. This is actually a really good camera. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, show me here what's going on for the lunar eclipse. I think it's because my lamp is too low. But let's see. Show us here the lunar eclipse. Tomorrow. Ooh, full moon in Scorpio, although it's not. It is a full moon in Taurus, but we have the sun in Scorpio. Time to release negativity. Yeah. You know, Scorpio is a life cycle, but it's also about new things. You can't just sit in negativity forever. So I am so sorry about this camera. It is driving me nuts. Okay, there. Maybe I have to sit closer. So it's time to release negativity in your life. Yes, I mean, an enhancement of the moon in Venus, Taurus. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. And like I said, we have Jupiter in Pisces, so we may have some Pisces energy connecting tomorrow. We've got Taurus and Aries, a fiery climax, and make a grounded, practical approach into your career. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning into my live. I'm going to go live at 12 noon West Coast time every day. So I hope this is working better next time. And I wish you all well. Thank you for tuning in and take care. Bye.